All right, hey man, good morning. It's your boy Sarge, man. Tell everybody I'm on.
I know. But Sarge, that's too far to ride on a motorcycle. But Sarge, what if your back get tired? Well, Sarge, what if I get lost? I know what you're getting ready to say. Hey Sarge, why you always have to play all that slow music? Man, I know I can't help it, man. But that fast rap music y'all listen to today give me heart murmurs. But hey, man, it's the Iron Elite Podcast Show where we keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Hey man, top of the morning. It's your boy Sarge, man, on the Iron Elite Podcast Show. Y'all know what it is, man. We're gonna be talking about motorcycling. But Sarge, we always talk about motorcycle. Well, we can either talk about motorcycling or we can talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Y'all make y'all choice, man. Hopefully everybody's having a good morning out there, man. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. It's beautiful down here in Florida, man. So if you up north, sucks to be you, man. Just deal with it, blood. Just deal with it. Hey, but I'm gonna have a very important guest on today, man. We're gonna be talking about the I-10 to the end, the good, the bad, the ugly. This time we're gonna talk a little bit more detail about preparation, executing on the road, dealing with small roadside conflicts and those type of things, man, to help you to really get into the nuts and the bolts of this motorcycle cross country, long distance, yard in the type get down. I got a lot of riders, man. A lot of riders that are going to be getting down starting next week. A lot of folks are going out to the AZ Soul Brothers run. A lot of folks are going to Black Wall Street. A lot of folks are going to some of the other different rides up and down the country, man, this spring. And I want to make sure we all are doing everything that we can do to assure we all are safe and proficient at what we're doing, and that's motorcycle riding, man. So y'all hang in there, man, on the YouTube page, Sarge Life and Motorcycling, on Iron Elite and the Chris Houston page, man. So take this time, share this with a friend, let everybody know that we're on, man. Hang in there. All right, man, we're ready. I hope you got your coffee ready because Sarge got his ready. Hey, man, we got a special guest on with us today, man. It's the Savannah Rare Breed edition, you dig? I got my man, Big Pap. What's happening, Big Pap? How are you this morning, my brother?
Morning, good morning. Doing fine, doing fine. Great day, great day. And
That's
yourself?
what's up. Hey, man, Big Pap just came back from California. Hey, am I right?
Breed up. That's where I just came from, baby.
Breed up or speed up, damn it. If you don't like read, it's probably because you ain't riding your motorcycle. I'm just going to say that. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Hey, man, so you just, first of all, welcome back home. Welcome, brother.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So you just got back home. You and my man Frizz, y'all just got back from the I-10 to the end. First and foremost, let me go ahead and do this. Let me say this real quick. That's what's up, man. That round of applause is not just for doing the I-10 to the end, but that round of applause is for coming home safe and sound to your families, you dig? That's the most important, man. When you know you have accomplished mission is when you've gone out and you've come home safe and sound to your family, man. That is the mission accomplishment. Am I correct?
That's correct. That's totally correct.
That's what's up. Hey, so Pap, if you don't mind, let's take a couple minutes out, man, to For those that don't know you, if you don't mind, you can tell us a little bit about yourself, man. You know, some things that maybe we wouldn't know that guys who ain't from this part of the country.
Well, a little bit about myself. Of course, I'm Big Pap from Rare Breed. Of course, I got to throw that one in there.
Man, they get on my nerves taking up all my taxes.
Uh, for me, 51 years old, come from a family of bike riders, motorcycle riders. My dad was a rider. My brother's a rider. I'm a rider. But that doesn't mean that I cannot learn on each ride that I go on now. It's just taking something from me riding. So family man, grandson, love to death, but far as that part of it, that's just, I'm pretty simple, man. 51 years old, retired family man, and love to ride.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Hey, simple is best. If you're a man at 51 and you doing the most, man, I don't know, man. You know what? God he made the streets and he made the sidewalk. At a certain age, the streets ain't for you, man. You need to be on the sidewalk, man. And man, shout out to us 50 and above brothers, man. I'm bringing our swag back, man. Y'all young whippersnappers, go ahead, man. It's y'all thing, man. I get a headache when I be thinking about the stuff that y'all be talking about. So, hey, but that's a topic for another day, man. But before we get into the story, I just want to say a couple things, guys, if y'all don't mind. The host hotel for Iron Elite is out. It came out officially yesterday. Please go book your rooms. The hotel has told me that they're going to give me the whole hotel, but you know how they're going to play you. They're going to give it to you in sections of at a time. So block by block by block. So the quicker we can get the blocks filled up, the quicker the hotels will release more and more rooms to me. It's a full service hotel, 2 blocks from Harley Davidson, so you can practically walk from the hotel to Harley. So, and I know everybody else already ride on Harley. Hey, man, there's a lot of motorcycle shops within a mile and a half radius to where we're going to be staying. So I don't want to hear it. We're going to have plenty of shops for you broken down, raggedy behind motorcycles. So we got you. And it's going to be very close, less than a mile from the mix and mingle spot. So everything is going to be compact. The hotel's a full service hotel with a restaurant, with a lounge, big pool, big parking area for motorcycles, pools, gyms. What do you call it? Workout room. They're gonna have all kind of cool stuff for you. So please go ahead and go on the Iron Elite page in the featured section. Go ahead and get the link. Pull the link down, man. It takes you about less than 5 minutes to go ahead and make a reservation. Cool part about it, you make the reservation now. 24 to 48 hours out, you have to cancel for some reason. I don't know why, but if you do, it's not going to be held against your credit card. So no sweat, man. It just gets your room booked and you're good to go. So that portion, the second portion is, man, let's keep Kingdom Alignment Motorcycle Ministries in our prayer. Let's reach out to Pastor Retro to see whatever help he might need with his team and his folks, that we're there to kind of lend whatever hand and what kind of help that we can, because they are family. You feel me? They are Iron Elite family, man. So let's keep them in the prayers. Let's reach out to Pastor Retro. Let's see what we can do, man, as an Iron Elite family to assist and help those guys in their time of need. So with that being said, man, Pap, let's talk about it, man. So so now I think you've been back. If you can refresh my memory again, you guys got back to the Carolinas and Georgia respectively. Was it last Thursday?
Wednesday. It was
Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so y'all got back last Wednesday and y'all left Jacksonville. Well, y'all left Jacksonville that following Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to get it together. I think y'all ride commenced. Y'all took out the gate at about 5:30 a.m. somewhere in that time frame.
Yeah, around about that time.
Okay, well, y'all came in looking like gangsters that morning, man. Doing y'all thing, man. So they were the 2-man tandem doing their 10 to the end. So if we can tee this up real quick, was there a special reason you were making this ride, or you just, hey, I need to get something off my chest?
Yes, there was. Unfortunately, my father passed in 2015. Me, him, and my brother were supposed to ride out to California.
Oh wow,
Um,
condolences.
so I had to get out there. I wanted to take him out there. I wanted to ride with him like we were going to do before he passed. So that was my main drive in going out there, which was good, succeeded in that. But that was my main drive, just getting me and my father riding out there, together, um, for the most part.
Very, very cool stuff, man. Very cool stuff. So, as a matter of fact, I think I've actually had about 2 or 3 rides that was dedicated to family members and memorializing family members in their rides. So, shout out to you for doing that, man. That's big. So let's take it from this, man. We gonna do the Rare Breed edition. We ain't gonna be doing the, would you see when you stopped at the sandwich shop? We don't care about that stuff. So, so because I have so many riders coming behind you over the next few days, man. Let's really talk turkey on this thing. So, okay, Sarge is getting ready to tee it up. Sarge is getting ready to ride because I've been seeing everybody doing this thing, man. So I'm sitting on the couch, each one teach one. Man, if they can do it, I can do it too. So realistically, man, if you could just give me maybe 4 or 5 things from the motorcycle side, what are some things that we really need to focus on doing to prep our bike for a long distance ride? And when I'm talking about long distance, in this case, we're talking about long distance in succession, where we're talking about 2, 3 days of consecutive riding of what, 800 miles plus. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, what you think, man? Coming out the gate, how would you take a look at your motorcycle and line yourself up to make this trip?
Maintenance is first, checking, the oil, your tire pressure, your belts, things like that, brake fluid, um, the brakes, tires, just mainly the normal, what we're supposed to be doing, maintenance.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, I'm guilty of just hopping on there and running down the street, which is wrong. Let me state
We
that.
all are at some time or another. I can guarantee you that.
But just the maintenance part of it, making sure everything is in working order, like it's supposed to be by the manual, not what PAP think, but
Yeah,
what the manual states, tire pressure,
yeah.
things like that.
Do you do a lot of your maintenance yourself, or do you take it to the dealership and get yours taken care of?
I take it to the dealership to get majority of the maintenance done, but far as the tire pressure, the depth of my tires, I look at them, measure them, the oil, what's my
Hmm.
oil level,
Hmm.
how does my brake fluid, how does it look through the glass?
Right.
But for the most part, Harley does the work on my motorcycle.
When you take your bike to Harley, do you tell the mechanic specifically or the service tech to say, hey, man, look, I don't want the garden variety, man. I'm getting ready to put, 6,000 miles on my motorcycle, man. Can you really kind of dig in and let me know or do a tip to tip inspection? Because I know they said, okay, 5K, 10K, 15K, 30K. I get it, but do you particularly make sure they put that in the service notes?
Yes.
Okay.
Matter of fact, the day before I got ready to leave, of course, I looked at the bike and everything, checked everything, but it's nothing like getting a second point of view when you're going on a long trip like that. It's no room for error, which
Yeah,
you're
for
going
sure.
to have error.
Yeah.
So I took it up there and I said, "Hey, I'm getting ready to ride out to California. Could I have someone take a look at my motorcycle, make
Hmm.
sure everything is, in line with what the manual, as I said, what it says." So took it out there. We looked at it, they looked at it, looked it over and said, "Yep, Pap, you good to go."
Hmm.
But for the most part, that was one of the steps that I took,
Right,
having that
right.
second verification on what I was seeing on the motorcycle as far as my maintenance point of view.
Mm-hmm. Some people do this, me, because I'm paranoid. Typically, when I get my bike maintenance, I want to get it maintenance at least a week before the trip, because after it's been serviced, I still want to go out and ride it, maybe 50 or 60 miles on that motor to make sure I don't have anything leaking or anything smoking or smelling or any type of stupid thing like that. Do you do anything like that as well?
Yeah, funny you say that. I had just had my 10K. So it had just came out, from my 10K. But nevertheless, I was going on the road. So I still wanted that assurance of everything was still within compliance. So yes, I did. I went back up there, even though, I had only put 300 miles after the 10,000 mile service, but I still went back up there, check, and recheck.
I got you. Cause Sarge I'm paranoid, man. I'm not gonna lie. I just, I don't know, man. It's just, and I guess you can never be too sure. You just, checks and inspections are continuous actions. They're not at the beginning, they're not at the middle, and they're not at the end. They're all of them. They're all of them. So that's my takeaway from this, man. Hey, check, and double check. And you don't want to be, you don't want to be stage fright when you're so paranoid that you, that type of stuff. But just being repetitive, man, it builds confidence in what you're doing and in your machine. Is that fair?
Yeah, me and you two peas in a pot, because I'm that paranoid person too. I have to check. Are you sure? And Harley has a habit of, because I go to the Harley dealership so much,
Right.
they got a habit of Pap is good. They know how I am. So
That's what's up. So we cheat because we ain't gonna play it. So we gonna get into the dealership. We're gonna tell the dealership what we need to tell them, and then we're gonna do some post dealership checks as well. So what about this? So packing the bike. Okay, I know most of us we pack our 2 pair of Air Jordans, and we pack our all our swag out, or swagalicious gear. But let's talk about the gear, because you rode in the wintertime.
mhm.
So your packing list was just a little bit different than somebody who was riding in July. So let's talk about roadside maintenance stuff. Any particular tools or any type of road recovery stuff? Jump boxes, anything that you bring on the highway with you?
Matter of fact, I actually have all that. And just to touch bases on it, that's one of the main factors, or one of the main thing that Breed we do enforce. You having the first aid kit. You having air compressor, tire repair kit, winter, summer, heated suit,
Yeah.
gloves, pants, the leathers. All that is already in the bike. You just have to go back and check check on those things. But that was one of the couple of things I learned on this trip. That I needed, that me and Friz had talked about.
Yeah.
Some tools that I need to get. But going on this trip let me know that I needed those tools,
Right.
and I didn't know that until I made the trip. So
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. You don't know, but you gonna find out.
oh, you go. Hey,
Yeah, you gonna learn today.
oh yeah, Fred said, oh, Fred said you gonna learn.
Oh,
So,
for sure, for
yeah.
sure. So, obviously tools. I've seen Frizz's bag. He showed us, and he's got this little roll that he has with I want to say probably about a dozen tools, I think, that he had on his little tool kit. So I've seen people who've had nice little setups, and they've had them inventoried the whole nine. I don't care who you are, just some standard tools that's gonna meet the majority of your new needs for roadside repairs, man. It's just a good thing for all of us. And I've actually put it in the link for those who listen. I actually put it in the link, I think, when I interviewed Friz. So feel free to check out that interview for those who are listening out there that want to know what kind of tools they need to bring, specifically for Harley now. Honda and what's the other bike I'm thinking about? Indian and those type of things, man. You might want to get with some of the other subject matter experts like a Reef or one of those guys who specialize in Indian motorcycles. But so we carry air compressor, jump box, those type of things, first aid kit. The first aid kit, is that something like me personally? I get mine from what was that? O'Reilly's Auto. Is there a particular place you go to get your first aid kit, or you just, hey, the first place you can get one, Walmart or whatever, and you put it together, or how do you do it?
Actually, my wife she's a registered nurse, so she actually put my kit together. Prior service.
You can't go wrong on that one. I can tell you that now.
That part, prior service. So I knew some of the things that I needed in that, we call it that first aid kit. My wife added some things to it, but she mostly did the inventory on, okay, this is something that you're going to need. You may need this, and this, to ensure that bag was packed up for immediate use. In the event I did need it, everything was in there, in order, where you didn't have to go in there and fizzle through everything to get it out. You kind of muted out on me. You kind of muted out on me, Sarge.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. You kind of muted out on me.
Okay, I got you. Hey, man, Mama said it's going to be days like this, man, but we're going to work through it. If you can hear me clearly now in the chat, if everybody can give me a 1, I'd appreciate it. So I get a couple 1s. If you can hear me, shoot me a 1, please, and I can keep it pushing. Okay. On the YouTube side. Okay, on the YouTube side, they're getting me bet. See, on the Facebook side, they got me. Appreciate y'all, man, looking out for your boy. Hey, sorry to be making some mistakes, man, but I'm going to try to get better. I'm telling you, man, the Lord ain't done with me yet. But I'm going to tee this question back up just in case for those that didn't hear the question. Okay, so I was saying for me, for my first aid kit, I bought it a couple years ago at the time, and it was a standard kit that I bought from an auto shop. I never really inventory. I looked to see what it had on the front for the different things. But I think it's a good idea now for us to really start getting in those kits and maybe talk to some type of experts about these kits to see if we really have enough or do we have enough. Because being honest, from a motorcycle rider's perspective, we go through things that maybe you wouldn't go through with your garden variety car driver when it comes to first aid kits. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's very.
So with us, we're going to be dealing with more like burns, cuts, some road rash to a certain degree, that we might need different types of cleaning agents, a little bit more sterile stuff to deal with those type of things for temporary roadside emergencies. So I'm gonna challenge everybody also out there getting ready to start your ride next month. Man, go through your first aid kits and take those things serious. If you got a question for it, please shoot it out on the Iron Elite page. We got plenty medical professionals. I got plenty registered nurses that are on the page that can give us some real good tips about this. And if you want more on it, please let me know. I'll get some links and I'll get some folks out there to continue to talk about it. Is that fair, my guy?
Yeah, that's very fair. Very fair.
Okay, so let's talk about okay, what kind of you said you did rock a heated suit out there. You had to use your heated suit?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What
Yeah.
particular suit that you use?
I want to say it's from Psycho Gear. I can't recall the name of it.
Okay. It's not a hot wire suit, is it?
It's a hot wire.
Hot wire. Okay.
I have actually two heated suits. I have the hot wire, and then I want to say it's an Under Armour where it goes up underneath my clothes.
Mhm.
That was the one I used on this ride particularly. It got cold, but it wasn't cold enough for me per se, that I needed my heated suit. My feet and my hands were cold, but my body, as long as you keep that body temperature,
Well, I saw y'all out there when y'all were leaving.
El Paso.
Yeah, man, it looked pretty. It looked pretty cold out there. So you didn't have to plug in during that time, huh?
Oh, we plugged in. We
Oh man, because it looked cold, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. And you did not look like you were happy.
Man. Fred said you gonna learn. You gonna learn today.
Hey, boy, you did not look excited. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I looked at it and I'm like, I drank my cup. I'm like, ooh.
Hey, putting them socks on, plugging up your heated suit or heated gloves. I utilize my heated gloves more or less and extra, in layers. That really helped. We ended up coming out of El Paso. I want to say when we hit Arizona. Arizona, it ain't no good. Yeah, it's gonna get it. It's gonna test.
Because when you come out of the mountains, man, it could at the base of the mountain, it can be 59 degrees, man. By the time you start getting up to the elevation, man, you look at the infotainment, man, it's 26 degrees up there, and then 20 minutes later is 55 degrees. So it ain't no. I done rode with some club brothers before when I done told them what I done told them, and they were like, "Oh, Sarge, man, I do all that." And baby, I saw him doing like this, man, getting off the motorcycle, man. That's what's up, man. Hey, Fred say it was cold in the sun.
Yeah,
Something good in El Paso, man. I saw him on the video, bro. In that desert, is it fair to say cold mornings, cold nights, and warm days?
Yes.
This time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you're going to be going through some layer change. Am I correct?
Yes. You're gonna be putting stuff on and taking it off, and that goes back to having your bags packed properly, not just having everything just thrown in there. And the Rare Breed has their set, their standard of what we need in our bag. To ensure that we can go on a ride and have all the things that we need. It's part of our packing list that that we have to have on our bikes.
Right.
So that really did that helped me, because being able to stop and go right in my saddle bag and grab out my heated gloves, or going in my saddle bag and getting out my my rain suit. So that plays a part in there. Because it's like, once you're out there, you're hey, we need to pull over, we need to get this gear on, so we can get back on the road. So that's one of the things, having it in order,
Yeah, yeah, good stuff. Well, I mean, let me put it this way, man. It's when you're playing with stuff like that, that has a lot to do with mission readiness. I know you and I both. You served also, am I
Oh
correct?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, both of us. We understand a lot of that in the military. Mission readiness, man. Equipment common to all. The better the equipment you have, the more you equip for the mission, the better your chances are of being able to complete the mission successfully. Let me put it that
Hmm.
way. So, for everybody who's out, who's watching this, who's getting ready for your ride, man, go over a checklist. If there's an experienced rider that even getting on the Iron Elite page, review this stuff, man. This is not just for entertainment purposes only. Go through that, man. They're gonna save your life out there. Cause especially riding in March and April, it ain't summer yet. It might be summer in Key West, but it ain't summer in Western Texas. It's not summer in the desert. It's not summer in Arizona. Arizona can be 80 degrees in the daytime, 85 degrees. But at night, Arizona could get around and get 38 degrees on you. Is that fair?
Yeah, real quick.
You
You'll
know what I'm
learn.
saying?
You'll learn then.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Anything else on the equipment, uniform, first aid kit? Anything else on it? Did we miss anything?
No, I think we kind of touched on everything. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much say we touched on everything. Just the basics that you will need. That you gonna need. You need to have it, point blank, no
Good.
question
Well, good
asked.
stuff then. Well, we'll move along. Now, 10 to the end does not require a whole lot of navigating. Hey, it don't require a lot. You just need to get on the 10 and stay on the 10. But we also have navigation equipment because we need people to be able to track us, club brothers, family members, those type of things. What GPS equipment do you use on your bike? What app do you use?
We use Glimp. Like I said, we use Glimpse, which is pretty effective, for us, which is a good tracking system, of where Pap is. Okay, he's been here too long. He just got gas, so why is he here? And he, they're about like Kodak. That phone is gonna start ringing. Okay, so what
You better stay at that gas station more than 10 minutes. Yeah, they
that
be on
part?
you, ain't
So, um,
it?
but
Matter of fact,
Glimp.
Kodak's so bad, man. Kodak will take a picture of your glimpse and send it to you and say, with a question mark. What you doing?
He's that petty.
Yeah, he petty like that. That's my dog, man. Shout out to Kodak.
I've been knowing Kodak for a minute, so
Yeah,
I know how petty he is,
yeah. He that
but in
dude,
good
man.
in
Most
good heart.
hated. Most hated, man. Hey, literally sometimes.
In good heart.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So you use Glimpse. Matter of
Mhm.
fact, I like to say probably 80% of our riders use Glimpse. Uh, Glimpse obviously has some things that you want to consider. Glimpse only goes for 12 hours. Am I correct?
Mhm. Mhm.
So obviously there might be some issues with Glimpse. Maybe when you're getting outside of you getting in the desert, sometimes you have to refresh Glimpse because the different cell towers. Am I correct?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You may have a dead spot. Um, every now and then you may have a dead spot, and then you have to restart it, or the 12 hours then
Yeah, they
expired.
click it.
Um, So then you have to go back and reset it, set it for another 12 hours. But for the most part, that's the only I would say issue that I see far as the glimpse going back in there and resetting the
Reset.
12 hours or having that dead spot.
Okay.
Two major
Well,
factors.
if you don't mind, let's take a quick reverse real quick because Cartwright said something that I think is important. He did say shifter shaft, shifter rod. Uh, I'm gonna throw my 2 cents out there, and then I'm gonna let you take it from there. Man, if you got a stock one, on to get it off there. Shifter linkage, man. I'm just saying. Hey, Hey, just get it off there, man. If I had not learned from Doc J, Big Sale, Flacco, I've learned, man, that get that mess off there. Go ahead and get you one of the better ones. Don't take the stock one because they are cheaper than trash. So I do agree, man. If you're going on ride and you're a banger, you getting off and you doing a lot of riding, I would say to have a spare one if you can. And if you don't have a spare one, you better have you some zip ties. I'll let you take it from there. What you think?
Yeah, zip ties. Zip ties are very, very good. But just touch on with some of the things that I left off far as that shifter. And I'm glad he mentioned that, shifter, just having an extra quarter oil, like little things like that, far as, and we're going back like that maintenance portion, which I left off, is very, very important. The shifter, oil, O-ring gasket, some of those things that
possibly octane boost, depends on if you have the calorie with that trashy gas.
Yeah. That part,
but I've noticed going across in the winter, I typically don't burn little to no oil at all. Going through Texas and Arizona and those places. But in the summertime, June, baby, for some reason, you are burning oil like it's nobody's business. Going across, I don't know. I guess the bike is running even harder and hotter. But those are some things to take a look at. Did you? Well, we're gonna get there. Yeah,
that part.
We're gonna get there. Yeah, but I'm saying, especially like, the Milwaukee Eights, in my opinion, the Milwaukee Eights, man, especially the 107s, in the summertime, they're going to burn that oil, man. They're going to burn it. I don't know what it is. Carry a quarter oil, man. You're probably going to need it, especially if you're going to do summer pounding. Again, I noticed in the springtime, going in that part of the country, doing that kind of weather, I typically don't burn any oil, but that doesn't mean that you won't burn any oil. So I always say bring a quart, just in case. Better to have it and don't need it than need it and don't have it. Is that fair?
Okay. Yeah.
Anything else on the maintenance side or fluids or parts? Anything else that we missed?
Nah, not that I can say besides that shifter.
Okay, somebody said extra fuses. Hey man, we can keep, and the cool part
keep
about
on
it,
going.
we can keep on going, man. And you know what? And all these things are important. You can't have everything, but you better understand what are the major things and what are the things that's going to keep me on the side of the road. And I'm going to say this, shifter linkages will keep you on the side of the road. It will.
Yeah.
No issues. You better have one, or you better have some zip ties ready to roll.
Or some vice grips. How about that one?
You better go ahead and get those things, man, because it's gonna be a long day. And somebody said bike runs better in the cold weather. It do. I just don't run better in cold weather. So we covered again. We've covered the first aid. We've covered bike maintenance. We've covered equipment common to all as far as parts, fluids, those things on the bike. So let's talk about, if you don't mind, let's talk about. How do we get ourselves physically ready for a ride, a diet, or sleep plan? Is there anything specific you do? Because we the 50+ gang, so we can't do like the whippersnappers. We can't go drink a fifth of hen and party on, get on a motorcycle. So what do you do to get yourself ready, my brother?
I consume alcohol, but the night before or 2 days before that, I try to get more water into me. I don't tend to, consume alcohol, during that time frame, because I know for a fact I'm going to get on the road. I got to get up early, and get things accomplished for the ride. So, sleep and, I know you want to have that beer, but nah, not at 51.
Hey, at 51, man, there's some things. You know, I'm 58, man, and I go with the club, man. I go out plays with the club. So they know on a club run, they know Sarge is shutting it down at 8:30. Hey man, they are getting it, man. Hey man, I'm gonna give you all I got at the breakfast and the picnic. After that, man, I'm done with you. Yeah, I'm going to bed, man. So we would definitely want to say, of course, let's talk about how y'all did it. What's you and Fred's, what were your plan on the road? Did you guys snack throughout the ride and then ate at the end of the day, or did you guys stop after a certain amount of miles and then sat down and got you a good meal?
During the day, Frizz would always, and I kept on wondering where he was getting these sandwiches from, and he had them in his bag. But me, I'm a coffee person, Right. I would get me some coffee and take a couple of sips out of it, and I wouldn't drink a full cup because we'll be stopping with me using the bathroom.
True.
It is what it is. So I would sip my coffee and then we'll hop back on the road. But once we got stationary for the night, as we're getting our bags off and unpacking them, we getting something to eat at that point. But mostly during that daytime, we was mostly just getting them miles in, and then later on that, once we got planted or where we was going to stay, that's when we ate our meals,
Okay.
As far as the eating portion of it, you trying to eat a big hefty meal and then get back on there and do 600 more miles. I don't suggest it, because
I don't either. But I will say this is, I'm typically for a West Coast trip. I'm typically the first couple of days. I'm gonna knock out a thou wow. At least the first day. The first day I'm probably gonna knock. And I don't suggest this to people, man. If this ain't what you do, if it's not in your wheelhouse, we talking some breed stuff right now. But if this is not in your wheelhouse, don't be playing around with 1,000 on the first leg. Don't be, man. You know what? Everybody's got levels to this thing. Everybody can't be K Solo, man. Everybody can't be, Reef and them guys or Snacks. But I'll do a thou wow. Depends on what my strategy is or whatever. But I even decide after 800 miles, I'm gonna eat something solid because I think at that point my body's depleted. If I'm going to go over 800 miles, if I'm going to go like 830, 850, close to 900, I probably not. But if I'm going to do 1,000, that's my cutoff point to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to pull into a Waffle House or whatever, and I'm going to eat a meal, man, because I think at this point now you're depleting your body of everything, and you're not as sharp, more. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that is fair to say because like some people ain't built like that. Like I'm 51. I'm not built like the younger guys,
Right.
A thou wow on our first day is, that's normal for breed, but you have to ride your own ride,
Yeah,
you may not be able to do 1,000 that first day, it's what
and also there's issues, some people have, diabetes, high blood pressure, there's a myriad of things that could be, that a person has to deal with or ailments they have to work around and function. So, I'm, some people, oh man, I don't eat nothing. I just eat a Slim Jim and I just keep it pushing. What you can do when you're young, you can't quite do when you're old. You just can't. And that's a fool's errand, still trying to think that your body can do things at 50 or 60 or 40 that it could do at 18. Is that fair? So I'm going to say that also for everybody out here. And Pat, forgive me because I'm using your ride almost like a tutorial. but it's so important because there are riders that are coming up. It's not about. It's about being safe. It's about being safe. Period. If you have to eat, you got to eat. If you have no energy left it's because your body's depleted. Your body needs fuel. You know, same thing. So if we can throw this also, because when you guys went across, you went across in winter. So things like hydration, you still gotta hydrate because you can still dehydrate. Am I correct?
Yeah, you can still dehydrate even though it's cold. You know, you can still get dehydrated. And one of the things I did, like I said, 2 days before I drink water, I'm not a water drinker, but 2 days before I start to hydrate myself, you know, to get prepared for, you know, that ride, just drinking water and coffee, but drinking water and getting something to eat, it is important. It's very important because your body, my body may be able to do something that your body can't do, you know. So having that food to get the energy is important. Some people can do this and some people can't, you know. So it's all about knowing your body and riding your ride on that aspect.
So did you guys? Okay, so you guys, because y'all had a lot of breed stuff going on as well. So y'all had to meet up and all kind of stuff, man. I saw shout out to my man GQ, man. GQ ain't let you go through Louisiana without him pull it up on you, man. You can just count on it, man. So you guys, y'all were pretty much averaging. What y'all doing? Maybe about 800 a day. Is that what y'all was trying to do or come close to it?
Yeah. First, Frizz. He's great. You know what I'm saying? He planned it out. And I want to I got to thank Frizz. You know, moments notice. You know, he found out I was going and was like,
"Yeah, shout out to my dog." Yeah.
Hey, we going. We're gonna do 10 to the end. While we're going. Right. So, man, I didn't got off track, boy.
But I think when I was tracking you guys, y'all were probably anywhere from seven to 8. I mean, I think one time you probably stopped a little early just because you had some stuff going on and that type of stuff. But so is it important were y'all trying to average about anywhere from 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night in between runs, or was that just kind of negotiable? Depends on where you were and what you had going on.
That was negotiable by what our bodies were feeling, you know. Even though we may have set this place right here, once our body got to telling us, okay, you can make it there or you can't, you know, you need to take a break. That's how we kind of played it, you know, played it that way. But like I said, the first day it was supposed to have been a thou wow, which, you know, we left here and we went to Houston. So the first day we kind of met that goal of what we were going to do, how many miles we were going to ride for that day. But it still entailed in us, you know, taking a little stop break, stretching, you know, and then proceeding on with the ride.
Well, if you don't mind, let's talk about the ride then. Let's talk about road construction, bike issues, any problems coming out the gate the first day.
Yeah, boy, we we got in the Tallahassee and I started spinning my baby started spinning a little oil and I'm like, what's going on? And the first thing Frizz, you know, because I kept on looking down at the bike and Frizz was like, man, what are you doing? You know, and I'm like, man, I hear something. And he was like, Pap, you don't hear that, man. You know, so he said, okay, now, yeah, I think I hear what you. So we stopped and I had a little bit too much oil in it, to make a long story short. And it, you know, we got that under control and proceeded. So it was just but that was an unforeseen maintenance problem that, you know, it just happened. That was nothing that I could have prevented or planned for.
Hey, once you overfill it, that oil, it's only one way to get it out. It's coming out the breather, baby. It's coming out.
And Frizz the only one got pictures of this. I mean, you know, he's that guy, you know. And
hey man, you shooting all the cars behind you. Shoot them all up with oil.
It's, I mean, it was oil everywhere, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, but with the oil being everywhere, the major thing to me and Frizz was, we kept checking. Okay, then is it dripping down by the tire? Because of course, oil in that back tire don't mix. So that was one of the things that we were paying attention to, and keep on checking the oil, oil level to ensure that I had the correct, correct amount of oil in there. So it was like it wouldn't balancing out that part. So
hey, Frizz said your bike's still dirty.
Man, Frizz said I broke the bike, man. I didn't break the bike,
Hey, man, we ain't laughing at you. We laughing with you, dog.
They said, if it can be broken, Pap, you can break it. I'm like, Frizz, leave me alone, guy. But it was, like I said, on that note, it was a learning experience for me. And I can say one thing that I did learn about that and pertaining to the oil, the bike being on the Jiffy stand and it being straight up, the difference in, where the oil levels. Yeah. So I learned that portion of it. So it like I said, I learned a lot on this, ride.
It's in those things, man. And I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at you, bro. I'm laughing with you because I've had it happen to me in Tulsa, Oklahoma, man. I'm shooting all over America, man. And it's a difference between checking it straight up, checking it on the kickstand, and also checking it in the morning before that motor started circulating that oil. Those are three different. Those readings gonna be three different things, man. So but people can tell you what they're gonna tell you, but you know what? Sometimes the best learning lessons to make sure the lesson sticks is it to happen to you. Because now you'll never even have to think about that again.
Yeah,
because you already know. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're totally correct on that one.
So when you got over to Harley, what did they do? Did they?
When we got to Harley
for leaks.
They looked at it and said, well, okay, it's not leaking. It's normal for it to to come out the breather because it's too much. So they took took some of it out because of course it was overfilled. But they say it's still going to be pushing it out because the bike is trying to level it out. And y'all riding the way y'all riding because we're Breed.
Yeah, opening it up. Yeah,
we but we're still doing the speed limit though safely.
Okay, gotcha. 10-4.
But and that was one of the things. And like me, I'm an overthinker, and I'm like, man, it's something, something else. And okay, is it going to make it? That thought process. And once again, that Frizz was like, man, Pap, the bike is okay. They told you it was okay, but me thinking, okay, it's all over the place. I'm seeing oil, and that's calculating. Okay, something's wrong. So that was one. That was one of the things that we endured. As far as the road conditions, man, we I want to say it was El Paso. We ran into the construction, and then of course the truck catching on fire on the side of the road.
Yeah, so, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that on the. Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was just a variable of that. But we really, I want to say the construction in El Paso, was a real. It was a real test for me. Even though I've been riding for more than 15, 20 years, it still was a test for me. Because it was like, it's a difference in the road. It's a difference in the grade, how much gravel is on there, how loose it is, those little lines when they're doing that construction.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. You kind of doing a little shimmy and
and that's no time to be tired. That's no time for you to be dehydrated or tired. So it all kind of coincides with each other, one following, the other. Which you need to be paying more attention at that point, because it's more of a hazard. The road is more of a hazard. But El Paso, I want to say that was the one that I thought about the most.
So for you, hitting all the states. Western Texas was the only issue that you saw on the 10 at all when it came to road construction or the grade of the roads. Any other areas that you saw that roads are pretty bad or?
I can only for El Paso, I can really correlate on that one, of course, me paying attention to that, and the oil. So my main focus is on the bike spitting out oil, but in El Paso, that was one of the ones that that I noticed because it was more, it was more of a hazard to me, as far as me riding.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's as we wrap this in or we run this in the home, we'll say let's do this segment. Let's say good, bad, ugly. What were your takeaways from this cross country trip?
I would say knowing how to work on your bike yourself. That was one, that was one of the things that I took, I took from it. I learned how to change a back tire, so I learned, like I said, I learned a lot of things.
Okay. What was that? Your back tire? Or was that was Frizz's back tire?
That was Frizz because he said he smelled something, and that's when we got into the tire, and we got to Clubhouse in Phoenix. Yeah, it was Phoenix, and I'm wondering like how are we gonna change this tire, but. Frizz, he got down there, he changed it. And while he was doing it, that's when I was looking at what he was doing. Look at him was like, oh, wow, I can do this. So it was more or less in you seeing it physically and having the confidence and seeing your club brother do it to give you that urge, say, I can do this.
That's what's up.
So that was some of the good things, me learning a lot of things. I would say the bad is, me knowing a little bit more about the maintenance side of the motorcycle.
Right.
Far as when the oil went to coming out out the breather, kind of doing an inspection and trying to narrow down where is it coming from. Okay, I know where.
I guarantee you this stressed you out, didn't it? It's
oh yeah, because it really had me. It really had me, man. Because I'm like, oh man, everything's going good. The trip is, So that was the thing that was in the back of my mind. Really, that pretty much that was the only thing that was in the back of my mind. About the bike and okay, what could I have did to to counter this.
Right.
So just looking at it, but we had, like I said, we had a lot of Breed brothers along the way, that where, okay, then something happened, we're close to this person. Let me touch bases with them. And I think networking is real. It played a vital part in our trip.
If you don't mind, let's re-emphasize this whole networking get down. For obviously for Breed, y'all got a big network because y'all got a lot of club chapters and those type of things, especially going across the country. But also for those independent riders who rock with us on the Iron Elite page, there is a network that you're gonna build, by being on social media, by chronicling your ride on the I-10 to the end, the social experiment. Be cognizant of that. Share with people, build a relationship, especially through the group page, because those very people that you're building those relationships, they can be there for you if something happens while you're traveling. And I'm telling you, as far as room and board, as far as roadside emergencies, as far as just a place to stop and be able to break bread, man, you're going to be surprised how many relationships that you make through these networks. So to me, those are so important. They're so pivotal. They're so vital to having a network of people. Now, I know, Sarge, look, Sergeant Outlaw, but I'm on a smooth tip. I'm just telling you now, I'm a smooth outlaw. But and I know a lot of times, well, you don't want to tell nobody where you at. Hey man, look, everybody gonna know where Sarge at, cause man, I ain't want it, so I ain't don't worry about that. But when people know where you're at, they know what you're doing. Those are the ones that can come and help and provide service and support to you. Is that fair, Pat?
That is, I mean, that's very fair to say, because you never know when you're gonna need some help. So that aspect of and I can say at one time, I was like that. I don't want nobody to know. And for me, that was something that I had to really work on, because that's not the way for me. And I'm speaking on me, that I wanted to go about it. Because it was hurting me more than it was helping me, because I wasn't using the tools that I had for as networking. If I'm going here and something happens, if I wouldn't have been networking, then okay, I'm just flapping in the wind.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm just saying for you, you clandestine riders, man. I'm telling you, if you get in an emergency situation, man, how many people do you don't want to know that you're in an emergency situation? You want everybody to know, man. So I'm just saying. Matter of fact, I got a guy on here now, Emo. Shout out to Emo from Oakland, man. I'm coming from Stockton, California one year. I'm coming from Northern California, coming from the Mother Chapter Soul Brothers. And this brother pulled up on me at the gas station across the street from the Host Hotel. And I'm like, okay, cool. He introduced himself, man. I'm Emo, blah, blah, blah. We dap it up, hug each other, and that's what's up. He's like, hey, man, I follow you, and I want to see some of you get down. I appreciate it. Next thing you know, man, he said, I'm going to ride a little bit with you. Bet. So I'm thinking Emo going to ride, 50, 60 miles with me. Man, Emo rode all the way to the Nevada state line with me. And then had to go to work that night, man. So, me and him have been friends ever since, man. So, man, love to Emo, man. Salute to Emo, man. Hey, he get out. He a motorcycle rider, you dig? He don't need no excuse to ride. But just building those networks, man, to me, again, I ain't mean to steal anything, but building those networks, man, are super, super important, man. They really are.
They are very, very important. Like I said, man, the networking, it is important, because there's a plethora of things that coincide, with you going or with you riding. And that's just one of the things that's in there. Like I said, when we rode, we had, and it was amazing to me, because I had people that I didn't physically meet or know, hey, rock on, hey,
that's what's up.
Hey, that's some good stuff, so I was meeting people there too, but that still comes back into the network, people from this place, hey, yada, yada, yada. And then of course, Breed, we touching bases, and they're, we coming through there, and all of a sudden you see them, you see about 10 of them coming up and
get it.
Let's thumbs up. Let's get it, and just taking care of you, Houston, Baby Breed, he was like, man, where y'all planning down, and we said, well, we gonna get us a room. He was like, nah, man, y'all come on, stay at the house. So it's just things like that, that networking brings.
Yeah.
So it is a good thing to network and not have the mind frame of, I don't want nobody to know where I'm at or where I'm going, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I've heard somebody say also, man, it's motivation, man. It's morale. People are cheering you on, people supporting you in your ride, man, because I know you can attest to this, bro. It looks sexy on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, but bro, let's be honest, that highway ain't sexy.
It ain't
with some work.
It ain't built. Everybody ain't built for it.
Yeah, it's some work, man. It's a mental mind state, because when you're out there in the middle of the desert riding and you can't see nothing for miles and miles except tumbleweeds, you start looking around like, man, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah. It's the anticipation of it that I think it's more or less, for me, I think it's the anticipation of riding out there, not really the ride itself. It's just the anticipation of you riding out there. And like I said, that's for me. But
Yeah.
people that's rooting you on and pushing for you, it gives you that drive, to go a little bit more.
Oh, for
It's like
sure.
that. It
Yeah,
pumps you up.
for sure.
Um,
Definitely. Definitely.
it's good. I mean, but like I said, it's good to have that motivation. Hey, big up to all my breed brothers, everywhere, because hey, you can do it, Pap, or hey, you got it, Pap, and that's things that you need, or even sending a thumbs up or calling,
It helps.
texting. It does help, but it gives you that motivation. Like you said, man, you get out there, and especially Arizona, you're looking like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't think this was a good idea, but
Yeah.
that's that mind frame. That's
Yeah.
true mind frame, you know.
Right.
But then you have that person who texts you, and you come up on the screen, and now you're like, okay, then, hey, you gonna keep on pushing, man. It's just
Yes, sir.
that motivation, man. Which I had, I could say I had a lot of motivation, even on the ride with Frizz. He's he's very motivating.
Yeah.
Um, and he focuses on safety. I mean, a lot. When we
Mhm.
stop, hey man, are you good? Do we need to do this? Do we need to do that? But it's just that type of energy that you need. You need to know. Okay, then, Pap. We looking kind of shaky back there, man. We gonna pull over. Or Pap, you looking kind of shaky. Are you good? Well, what I'm
Mhm.
noticing is this.
Mhm.
So
So it's truly being his brother's keeper.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And even like I said, even not being my brother, it was people that don't ride with clubs, that do ride with clubs, that was communicating, with me, just seeing me and knowing, okay, these guys going to 10, doing 10 to the end,
Mhm.
they need that motivation, because
Mhm.
that somewhat gets you through that long ride. Uh, and it just gives you a sense of, oh man, I can do this. I literally can do this.
Yeah. Man, I love it, man. This thing, and I'm gonna get you out of here on this, man. But this whole, the social experiment, that really is what it is. It's a
Mhm.
social experiment. It's an experiment how one person, the next person, how we can get together for a common cause, for a common experience, and be able to share those experiences, those loves, those laughs, those sad times, those not so happy times with one another, to be able to build each other as a
Mhm.
motorcycle riding community, man. So when we took this whole project on, it was not about just miles. It was
Mhm.
about relationships, memories, teaching. Because let's be honest, man, there's no course you can just go take at Harley to teach you how to ride across the country. But if you don't know what you're doing, it could be life or death situation if you don't know what you're doing. So, what better way to teach people how to do things is by your ride? Because if we
Mhm.
mount enough of these things up together, no one ride is the same. But if we
Mhm.
mount enough of these rides together, you can get a consensus on how to do your ride and how to be successful. Because everybody can do it if you got the right mindset to do it. If
Mhm.
you got the right equipment to do it, if you got your stuff together to do it. Because let's be honest, this grown folk stuff, ain't it?
Hey, this
It's
is
little
grown. Hey,
kids. This for them kids, man.
you're in the grown folk league now.
Grown folk league. Hey, man, you get out there slipping on your pimping, and you gonna be sorry.
yeah, and it's going. You're gonna catch the repercussions of it.
Yes,
Believe
sir.
me, you're gonna catch those
Yes,
those
sir.
repercussions. Um,
Hey,
of
so
your action.
well, let's do this, Pat, because I know you got a life. I can't hold you forever. Let's wrap this up, man. What closing remarks do you have for us, and suggestions that you have for us when it comes to this I-10 riding? Any last remarks?
Um, I would say for it's doable. It's doable. Um, it's not all bad, and I guess people look at riding 10 all the way as really not bad, but I'm not gonna do that or whatnot. But like I said, it's doable. I enjoyed myself, even with the issues that we had. Um, you know, I enjoyed myself, even with the issue. Um, so, and more need to do it. More need to do it. You know.
More need to do it, man. As a matter of fact, I believe. Matter of fact, Pep, I believe you 189, but we got a bunch of folks behind you. I say definitely more need to do it because this is your contribution to our motorcycle riding community, man. You're giving back, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna just say, Pep didn't want to say this, baby. That's a long ride. That's a long ride, man. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a long ride.
it's gonna
It,
test
it,
your
it
manhood or your womanhood. It's gonna test it.
it's gonna really test it. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
doing 10 to the end. You know, and especially for me, 10 to the end when we got off and rolled up 70 and then came back to that point. You know, it is like, okay, 70 is 70. Okay, then, you know, but
Hmm.
it's a test. You know,
Right.
it's a test. It will test you. You know, it will play with your mind, as
Oh,
they
for
say.
sure.
Yeah.
Hey, for sure. But brother, I appreciate you so much, man. I appreciate Frizz, man, for you guys caring enough to share your ride with us, man. That was special to us, man. And I'm gonna tell you, I can guarantee you this. I can promise you. I can promise you. I promise you. Somebody's looking at this video right now and getting inspired based off what you and Frizz did, and they're thinking, man, I'm coming. It's gonna be my season soon, and I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna take the advice that you gave us today to execute my ride, man. So I really truly appreciate it. So let me do this, man. Let me do this real quick.
All right.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my brother. And we're gonna be seeing each other soon because I'm heading up to Savannah. I'm coming to Bike Night. I'm telling you that now. Get ready.
Hey, hey, you and everyone else is always welcome. And once again, I want to thank you, Sarge, for having me on here, and thank you for giving me, give me it was a privilege, for me, to do 10 to the end. And once
Appreciate it, sir.
again, thank you and the rest of the 10 to the end group.
You family now, man.
Hey, that part,
Hey,
capital that part.
for sure. Pap, have a beautiful day, man. Much love, man. Respect it. Keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Breed up.
All right. Hey, man, just a couple quick notes before I cut this live feed down. I-10 to the end, the registration link is in the featured section of the Earn Elite page. If you cannot find it, shoot me an inbox, shoot me a text, and I will send you that link for you to go ahead and register for the I-10 to the end ride. There's 3 tiers in the package. There's the silver, there's the gold, there's the platinum. Feel free to go on to the link, choose whatever ride that you want to do. It's up to you. And go ahead and follow the directions on the link. Man, it takes you literally 5 minutes to fill that thing out and register for the ride. If you don't register for the ride does not count. Please register for the ride. The registration works best if you register a minimum of 30 days out. If you don't do 30 days out, it doesn't stop you from registering. But what the 30 days does is it allows me the opportunity to either meet you on the front end of your ride or the back end of your ride, to be there for you 30 days. Because, oh, by the way, Sarge has got a day job. Sarge still rides a motorcycle, so Sarge still has some obligations. So it helps me to get you on the calendar so I can line up every ride to give you guys the best experience humanly possible. Can you do it less than 30 days? Yes. I prefer to do 30. Can you do it more than 30 days out? That works best because it even increases the opportunities for me to get your ride planned properly and to be able to be there for your ride. If you plan your ride, say for instance in July, and for some reason, health, personal issues, family issues, and you can't do it in July, not a problem. Let us know ahead of time. We will give you a rain check. We give you up to a year after you've registered to complete your ride. So we're flexible with you as long as we know. The goal is for you to make the ride. The goal is not for us to get you registered and then say, sorry, Charlie, sorry about your bad luck. The goal is to get you to do the ride. For some reason, if you're on the ride, a bike failure, a health condition, something like that happens, we in turn give you a makeup ride with that. Because again, the name of the game is we want you to be successful. We want you to have a successful ride and to enjoy all the beauty of the social experiment. So hopefully that helps you guys on the I-10 to the end link registration. It's very cool. It's very easy to do. Host hotel again. Man, go get that host hotel room. Don't be the guy to just wait till the last minute and call me 2 weeks before the event and say, hey, Sarge, no rooms. Man, stop it. Please go ahead and go on the link and register for the room, man. It costs you not a dime. It costs you literally 5 minutes to go ahead and do it. Just get it done and be through with it. If for some reason you have to cancel at the last minute, it doesn't cost you anything as long as you do it 24 to 48 hours out. So it's not that big of a deal. Also, for everybody within my earshot, man, if you had not done it already, please go to the YouTube page, Sarge Life and Motorcycling, and please do your boy a solid and go ahead and subscribe to the page. Subscribing is no more than just hitting the sub button and it'll say subscribed. What that does is that alerts YouTube to my page. So when I come on with content, such as I-10 to the end post interviews, it will notify you that we're on live and we've got a show or podcast going on, or I have some material out there. It doesn't require you to fill out any application or anything like that. You know, it's not going to ask you for all your government information or nothing like that. It's just to subscribe. Also, man, it would really be beautiful if you can shoot a like because that helps with the algorithm and activity of the page and the video. So shoot your boy a like, man. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost you a dime. Also, a comment. If there's something that you have, there's some constructive criticism, there's a compliment, there's whatever it is, shoot it in the comment section, man. We don't know what you're feeling until you tell us. We don't know if you love what's going on. We don't know if you hate what's going on unless you tell us, man. So I'm just going to ask you to do that. I know it's easy to follow us all the time on Facebook. But Facebook, let's be honest, is cluttered with a lot of crazy stuff and there's a lot of things to maneuver around. YouTube is the primary station or platform that I really want to be on because YouTube means that the people that are on truly want the information of what's going on for that particular subject. So YouTube is my primary, Facebook is my secondary. So again, if you know anybody that this channel can benefit, please share the channel with them and let's get the channel up and moving, man. Let's get it up and moving. It's too much quality content. It's too many things that's on here where we're sharing with each other and helping each other to be better motorcycle riders for us to hide the content. And for my hardcore followers, man, I appreciate you guys. Mad respect. Keep sharing the page, man. Keep sharing the page. And I'll continue to get better and better at what I'm doing. Constantly, my wife will tell you I'm on YouTube University consistently if I'm not at work, trying to figure out how to make this platform or this Iron Elite podcast better and better and better. And I'm going to leave it at this one thing, man. I'm going to say this one thing. My man Kodak said one time, he said, Sarge, we're only here for a season, man. And I said, yeah, you're right. He said, no, Sarge, it's just our time. I said, I got you. He said, Sarge, we have to enjoy, embrace everything that the Lord has given us right now, because we're not going to have it forever. Everybody has a season, man. So I'm just going to say this. You're in your season right now. Enjoy it. Embrace it. If you surround yourself with people that don't respect your season, get away from those people. If you surround yourself with people that don't want you to grow, get away from those people. Because you've only got one season. So it's up to you to live it, to enjoy it, to be thankful for it, and to embrace it. Because once it's gone, it's gone. So I'm going to say this. Motorcycle riders, be free. It's the best thing about riding motorcycles is it's free. It makes us free. And living in a country that prides itself on freedom, serving in a military branch who we put our life on the line for the freedoms of our country, be free on your motorcycle, man. Enjoy your ride. And with that being said, man, keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Hey y'all, it's Snacks reminding you to tune in to the Iron Elite podcast. You dig?
This is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, and your 2024 Titan. You are now listening to Sarge on the Iron Elite podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're not listening to the Iron Elite podcast, what are you really doing? Because we are talking motorcycles over here. You dig?
I was asked the other day, hey Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.